When we load tray 1, there's a proper way to load it. When you pull this out, you notice it's in 2 halves. Well, you separate the halves, close this one, and then what you do is you can load this side all the way up to here, where the arrows are. And when you do that, now, when you close it, you're going to hear it's going to move that paper over. Now it's going to raise it up. Now at this point you can open it again. You notice all your paper's over here now. You separate the halves again. And then what you can do is reload this side up to here. And there's a reason for that. What happens if you load both this right side over here, what will happen, these little gates right here that go in and out, sometimes paper is jagged and these gates don't go in and out like they should. And if they don't, it triggers a message that says reset tray 1. And you have to do exactly what I just did. And if you do that, if you only load this side, you won't have that problem. My name's Doug Groth. I'm from Rico, and I'm going to show you the features on your new 6001 copier. Now, when you walk up to this machine, you're going to see the screen right here. What you're going to have to do is log in with your ID. Everybody should have their own code for that. So you're just going to put it in through this keyboard. Then you're going to hit this OK button. Then you're going to get to the copy screen. At this point, you're going to see up here, these are all your paper trays, 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 14. Now on this third row, this key right here is for making a 2-sided copy. This key here is, it will make a 2-sided copy out of 2 individual copies. And now these 2 keys over here on the right, these are paper savings. This one will take 2 copies, reduce them 50%, and put them side by side on the same sheet of paper. This key will do the same except with 4 and put 1 in each corner. Now on your bottom row here, you have your sort and your stack key. Sort is what you probably use all the time. That's when you make sets. Stack, what that is, that's like, let's say you have 2 individual copies. You need 500 sheets of each. You'd select 500 through this keyboard, press stack, and what that'll do is run 500 sheets of the first copy, offset, and run 500 sheets of the second copy. Now over here, these are your staple features. This being the most common. That would be a staple in the upper left-hand corner of the copy. This one here is actually, if you make a booklet, it's called a saddle stitch. It staples in the middle, so when it's folded, you have your staples right where the binding part is. Now over here, these are like book staples. This will put 2 staples on this sheet of paper. Now your machine also has a 3-hole punch, which is over here. This being the most common, that will put 3 holes on the left side of the paper. This one here will change the orientation if you feed it landscaped. Now if you decide for some reason you need 2-hole punch, what you'd have to do is go into finishing, and at that point you see you have an option right here for a 2-hole punch. Just select it, say OK. Now the machine knows it's a 2-hole punch. And that's just about it on the copier side. Everything else is identical to your other machine. So let's move right into scanning. So now for scanning, what you're going to do is select the toggle switch right here, and it's going to bring up this screen. Everybody's already programmed in here. To send a scan, for instance, let's use this one right here. You'd select where it's going. The name's going to show up automatically in the screen. You're going to load the document face up right here and just hit this key. It'll go to the person's email. Now, if for some reason it's a two-sided copy, what you're going to do is go here where it says one-sided original, select this and highlight where it says two-sided. Say OK, and now what it'll do, it'll read both sides of the copy automatically for you. Now, if you have a copy that's going to more than one location, all you have to do is highlight them, like so. I could highlight them all on this whole screen. It's going to go now to 12 email addresses, so you only have to feed it in one time. And when you do send your scan, there's two ways to tell if that scan is gone. What's going to happen is where this memory, it says 100% right now, when you send a scan, it'll probably drop to 99, 98, then it goes back up to 100. That means the scan went. Or you can just go to scan file status, and it's going to tell you right here. This was the last scan I sent. It's completed, so you know it's at their PC as we speak. And that is it for scanning. Alright, now if it says it's jammed in R10, what you're going to do is slide this unit out, and it'll probably be sitting right on this tray right here. And you will notice anything in blue you can touch. Like it's either spring loaded or it's magnetic. Fairly simple to remove the jam. Now, if you have to change your staples in this machine, again, what you do is pull out R10, and down here where it says S1, this is your staple cartridge. You simply flip it out like this. It comes out and it looks like this. But when you change this, you don't throw this whole piece away. You simply throw away the cardboard piece with the arrow. These are all your staples in here right now. When it's empty, it's going to allow you to push here and it's going to open about that far. You're going to take that cardboard core out, put the new one in with the arrow facing the front. You're going to click it down, and then there's a strap in the back you're going to rip off. Don't rip that strap off till it's in this cartridge. Otherwise all your staples are going to be on the floor. And I don't think you want that. When you're done, you simply put this in like so, and it clicks right in place. Now these two green handles right here, because you have what we call the saddle stitch, which staples in the middle, you have two more cartridges. And these come out the same way, and they look identical to the one I just showed you, except they're much smaller. Again, you're going to push here, it'll open up, you just replace that cardboard core with your arrow facing the front, put it in, click it down, and just pull the strap right off the back. When you're done, it goes in like this and just locks in place. If you happen to put it in backwards, it's no problem. It just won't go in. So you're going to know you're going to have to turn it around and put it in like so. Now the last thing is, because your machine has a 3-hole punch, you may get a message up here that says empty 3-hole punch on the screen. All that is this little black container. You lift it up. Those are actually all your punches right there. All you do is take it over to the trash can and just dump it out. Then you can put it back in the machine. Just sits like that, and go ahead and close the door. Now there are a few jam areas in the machine itself. if you open this door, and they're all listed on the door too. For instance, if it says like E2, you pull this down, and this whole thing slides out. If it's under E3, you're going to lift it up. Your paper's probably sitting here. If it's F, this kind of pushes and drops down. Your paper probably would fall right out as soon as you do that. Now, if it says it's in D2, this lifts up and this pulls out. Now this unit is the fuser, so it is a little warm, so be careful in this area. But what you're going to do, if it says D3 or D4, these things lift up like so. And you have this little wheel right here. If the paper's stuck in the fuser, this wheel will actually force it out of the machine so you don't burn yourself touching the roller. When you're done, simply flip these down like that, and it locks in there like so. Now, if it says it's C1, what you're going to want to do is drop this, and your paper is going to be sitting on this transport. And you have a couple wheels here to help you if the paper's stuck. These would force the paper out again so it comes out in one piece. Now when you're done, make sure you lock C1 back up. If you don't, the door is not going to close anyways. So, now last is your toner. This is your toner cartridge right here. This opens up like so. And all you do is lift this green tab up, and your this whole bottle comes right out. Now when you get the new one, it's going to have a little black cap up here. What I suggest is while the cap's on, shake this thing up pretty good because it just settles during shipment. Take the cap off, put this in here, and all you just twist it a little bit, you hear it click. Don't turn this all the way around, because if you do, you're going to break up the mechanism in here and it won't work properly. Just close it, and the door just closes like so. And basically that's your machine. Thank you for your attention.